show today, we have the Director of Golf and Tennis, Tom McCray, and he's awesome. He is going to talk to us all about golf registration and making tee times, and we go over the exact program that you need to utilize to be able to do all of that, so stick around for that. All right, let's give you our vaccination information, and we have a variety of places in which you can be vaccinated. You can go to the vaccine pods, which you would register at othina.com, riteaid.com/COVID-19, cvs.com or 1-800-SHOP-CVS, and El Toro Pharmacy 949-859-4440. And of course, you could always call your own doctor and they can help you find a vaccination location. All right, our weather is a bit cloudy and misty this morning. We are fighting some overcast mornings this week. However, today doesn't look super great. We are going to have some clouds for the next few days. We are looking at cloudy skies today, 66, 53, cloudy again tomorrow, 62, 51. Then partly sunny and same situation for Friday, 65, 51, 66, 50, and sunny on the weekend, 78, 59. Now, our sunrise this morning was at 6:22, and the sunset will be at 7:21. And Connie, thank you so much. These are California poppies lining a beautiful walkway, so thank you for capturing that. If you would like to share a photo of something that you found here around the village, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. All right, when we return, we will have Tom McCray, so stay tuned.
With 2020 behind us, now is the perfect time to take care of all the things that you might not have been able to. Caliber Collision is just up the street from you, and we offer a lifetime warranty on all body and repair work for as long as you own your vehicle. And we offer free pickup and delivery for all our Laguna Woods customers. On or off the road, safety is very important to us, which is why we are following all COVID-19 guidelines. Caliber Collision, restoring the rhythm of your life.
I started Sterling Financial under the premise that there was a need for integrity in this industry as well as quality service.
There's such volatility in the stock market. One day it could be up 100 points, the next day it could be down 500 points. Well, what we like to do is be able to have people go to bed and wake up the next morning knowing that their money is safe and secure.
That's what we try to do here at Sterling Financial Advisors, is to create peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Tom McCray, who is here on behalf of our golf department. Well, Tom, it's been a while. How are you doing out there?
Oh, pretty good. I think the last time we talked, we were able to gather in large groups and have large tournaments, and it was a hot day out front. See how much you're embellished in my mind the last time we spoke. But yes, it has.
Go ahead.
It has been a while since we've been able to talk with anybody from the outside, so it's good to see you.
Oh, good to see you, and I'm so excited that people have been able to golf, and now things have changed. We are now in the orange tier, which is even better for everybody. So we're just making a lot of progress. And I know you guys have been making a lot of progress with the new online system. So that is awesome. Tell me a little bit about, give me kind of an overview of what it does for everyone.
The online system does is it allows people to not have to call in. I mean, when we used to do it here, when we could gather, there was a gathering of between 60 to 80 people upstairs at 6 o'clock in the morning to actually do a lottery to gather their times. They'd get here early, but bring donuts and coffee and do the whole thing. It'd take them a long time to get their tee times, but it was an equitable system. But once COVID hit, obviously we couldn't do that in a small space. So we had to devise a plan, and the only real option was to do a phone system where the lottery was how lucky you could get into the phone queue. But that obviously, to try to fill up a tee sheet with between 300 to 500 people a day, it took a long time to get through on the phone. And some people weren't as patient as they could have been. And it took a long time to get through. It wasn't very pleasant. But during this whole time, we've been planning to do an online system to improve our point of sale system, to do to do what most courses are doing now, which was to actually let people stay at home, let people, gather their tee times. So now the tee sheet is filled within 2 to 3 minutes, and it's pretty amazing to watch, because everybody logs in at the same time. The tee times are all available. They simply click on the time that they want. They got to be quick. Just always want to remind people that if you stop and think about what time you may want, and you got some tea boiling on the oven, if you go turn that off, by the time you get back, there won't be any tee times available.
Wow.
But so far it's worked really, really well. So, we were able to get everybody into the system and secure some billing from almost everybody. We're still working through that. It's been a very, very, very laborsome project to get everybody switched over. Not everybody likes computers. A lot of people love computers, and there's some people that are in the middle. And training everybody, including our staff, to get into the system has been quite the challenge, but we're just about there, I think.
Man, that's great. And like you said, it is a labor intensive situation, but in the long run, it's going to save everybody a lot of time, a lot of headaches, and most likely save you guys money, because obviously you're operating on a computer system where you don't necessarily have to have as many people to help everybody. So that's a great thing. So how, I think originally when we heard about this, there was an email that was sent out, and how does that work now?
What happens is when we initially went forward, a lot of people got this email that aren't golfers, and they were a little frustrated by getting it. But unfortunately, the only way that we have to communicate with everybody that has access to the amenity is through our database community-wide. So through that database, we sent over 13,000 emails out to everybody that had an email in the community center, like, here are your online credentials to use the tee time system. A lot of people were confused. We had to get through that, but we kind of knew that was going to happen, and we apologized to anybody that was inconvenienced by that. But we were able to get through it. We explained it. We talked to everybody, so they understood what happened. But those that were golfers were able to go in and actually create their online profile. That email, now people are still coming in that if they didn't have an email in the system in the community center, then they didn't get the email and they were not in the system. So we're still dealing with a little bit of that. Now we've got just about everybody in the system. I think we've got almost 1,500 people that are registered in the system and that have done their online billing, which I'll show you here in a little bit. And so once they got that email, they go through the portal, and that gets them access to the system. And from that point, that's where they book all their tee times. That's where they set up their online billing. That's where they cancel their tee times, and they can view all their tee times. And that's going to be their gateway.
Okay. Now, if they, like you said, some people didn't get the email. So what do they need to do if they didn't get the email?
The best thing to do for right now is, if you did not get the email, if you're not in the system, as people have been doing, is simply to come down to the golf shop. They can email me directly, and that's a good way to go if they don't want to come down to the shop. But if they do come down, the staff behind the counter will get them entered into the system right away. They just have to bring their resident ID with them. Because, unfortunately, just so everybody knows why we require resident IDs, is that there are some people that used to be residents that are actually trying to keep using their amenity because they didn't turn in their resident ID card. So we have to validate the fact that they are actually residents, because I'm sure, all those residents that pay their HOAs don't want us letting people use the amenity without paying HOAs. So we're trying to protect everybody. So Make sure you always have that card with you.
Okay, that's great that you guys go through that extra step. So real quick asking, now that we're in the orange tier and potentially moving to the yellow tier here in the next couple of weeks, what does that mean for golfers?
What we had to do when we initially started opening up during COVID is we restricted the number of players, by blocking out a large number of times throughout the day, just to try to, because early in the morning, what people have to understand is that we have all 3 nines starting at once. So if we had all the times open, there's usually quite the circus here in the morning. It's a lot of people. So we had to actually spread those people out, delete some times, just so we only had a certain number of people that were actually trying to come to property all at once. So our staging areas were lighter. We didn't allow fivesomes, which was something that people usually would enjoy, to try to keep the number of people together in any one place down. We didn't allow people to come get what they call getting on the rail, which means just coming down to the shop and seeing, hey, is there anybody that's short a player or short two players that we can get on with, which is a pretty typical practice at all golf courses. We're able to allow that now, and we have fivesomes out, and we're allowing two people to ride in a cart if they choose to. Obviously, if they don't feel comfortable, if they don't feel like they know the person or whatever the case may be, then if they want their own cart, then they're more than welcome to take their own cart. We're trying to save the wear and tear on the golf course as much as we can. So having a fivesome out there with 5 carts is not ideal for little grass plants.
Exactly. Now, what about walking? Can you walk?
Oh, it's highly encouraged. Obviously with our clientele, that the few times when I'm able to go out and play, I never take a golf cart unless I'm forced to by a tournament. It's a great experience. You feel great when you get off the golf course. But obviously, with our clientele, there's not that many people that do. But there are quite a few. There are quite a few that still get out there and walk at least 9 holes.
So now, are you able to play? Now, you said each course starts at the same time. Yet you still can play 18, correct?
Correct. If you've got a couple of hours, I'll describe to you how we match up the nines and get blends of 18 and 9 holes together. But I don't think. But just know that we've got it figured out. So there's early in the morning. There's some people that play 9. There's some people that play 18. They go from one course to another, and it's a whole jigsaw puzzle each day.
Well, we're glad you're in charge. You can.
Yeah, sometimes that hole in the wall where I put my head through it every once in a while. But hey, it just keeps me awake.
Oh, I bet. I can't even imagine. So good job. Good job. Okay, so you wanted to show us the portal and how people can go ahead and make a reservation. So why don't you fire that up?
Okay, so when you get your email and you're going to log into this screen. This screen is your online portal to all of your tee times, to your monthly billing, and so forth. So if you go up through here, you go to my account, you go to your account information. This is where you'll get an email that'll have a password, something that looks like a really long and intimidating password, but all you're going to do is you're going to change that password. You copy it and paste it. That just gets you in the system. And then once you get here in account information, you can confirm all of this is correct, and you can confirm your login, and you can put in a new password, and then you'll save it. And when you get here also, what's very important to do is to go in through billing. The way that we're going to do it, originally, we don't want to handle credit cards. We don't want to handle cash, just for COVID restrictions. But I also think for ease of use and customer service wise, I think we're going to go this way, at least for the foreseeable future, where everybody is going to get a bill once a month. So they're going to set something up however they choose to make a payment, and the credit card charged will be at the end of the month, or your bank account will be charged at the end of the month for everything that you do in golf, whether it's driving range, whether it's golf, whether it's a bottled water out of the pro shop, or whatever it is, golf cart rental, whatever the case may be. So you're going to go to this screen. This is really important to get this done as fast as possible. So when you start playing, it makes the check-in process a lot faster and a lot more customer service friendly. You'll go to manage payment methods, and you'll add a payment. You're going to agree to the terms of service, but of course, you should read through those to know what you're getting into. If you're going to add, that's if you're going to add a bank account, and you can actually take a direct payment from your bank account to the golf operation to pay for your monthly dues, and there's no fee associated with that. Or you can also use a credit card.
Oh, there you go.
And if you use a credit card, there is a 2% service charge. That's what the credit card company charges us to use it. You'll simply enter in all this information and submit it. Once you do that, then we pick that information up, and that will pay your balance every month. You'll get a statement at the end of the month, and then you'll have 4 days to review it. And on the 4th day, we will charge whatever your payment option is to that amount.
Okay.
So now that's how you're going to pay. Now, if you're going to make a reservation, so if you go to number one, you go to My Reservations. This will stack up all the reservations that you have. You can only make reservations 7 days in advance. We open up 7 days in advance at 6 a.m. to make reservations. And once you start making them, you're going to see them in this position. And if you do have to cancel, what we do is you're going to simply cancel yourself out of that reservation. I'm working on a couple of fixes that may make it a little bit better so the captain, whoever made the reservation, can manage it. But for right now, if you cancel, you're canceling just yourself out of that reservation. Everybody else that was booked in that reservation has to log in to their own and cancel themselves.
Oh, I see. Now, let me ask you a quick question. So you said the reservations are a little tricky, to get into. So if you have a foursome, do all four of those people have to log in at the same time to get that reservation?
You segued into a great, my next topic. So
Well,
now these are just the reservations that you've already made. Now let's make a reservation.
all right.
It's not so much it's tricky, but it's really important that it's done right for ease of use to make sure everybody's billing happens correctly.
Okay.
Is you're going to go to resident tea times and you're going to pull up this screen. And here's your screen that's going to list all the available tea times for the day that you've selected. So, for example, let's talk about Sunday the 11th. So I'm looking at Sunday the 11th, and I'm looking for any players throughout the day, whether it's 9 or 18 holes. And it shows everything that's available. So you're going to see at 7 o'clock on course 3, this is something that we're trying to fix. So it actually shows this on your confirmation when you get it. So right now, when you're making the tee time, just know that you're playing at 7 o'clock on course 3 for 9 holes, and there's 4 places available.
Oh.
And if you only want to play 18 holes, if you want to see what's available for 18 holes, you'll click on 18, and it shortens the list to only those things that are available for 18 holes. Here's 724 on course 2, 18 holes for 4 players.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And you can select any days up to 7 days in advance to see what's available for those days. So now let's say that I want to take this time right here. Let me pick here's 3 players for 18 holes at 11 o'clock. Okay, so that comes up. So this is course 3 turning to course 1. That's the little puzzle that we talked about earlier. At 11 o'clock on the 11th for 18 holes.
Okay.
Now, if I want to book 4 players, I book on 4 players. I tell the system whether I want a card or not, which is just it's helpful, but it's not that important. So, people are booking this and they're seeing a large amount due. Don't worry about that. When you come to all you're really doing is reserving the space. When you check in the morning with the starter will make the adjustments to charge you whatever it is that you put. So don't worry about what it says at the end. It's simply just telling you what it is that you booked for, not what you're going to pay. Everybody will pay their own way, unless you're the Daddy Warbucks and you want to pay for the group, which you're more than encouraged to do. But if you don't want to do that, then don't worry about that too much. You're just booking a spot for yourself. Okay, and then we're going to book the time. And this is what's really important. This is what I think we're getting pretty good at it. And it's been less than a week. So I congratulate everybody and I thank everybody for their diligence in this. Is we want to make sure, and that when it says search members, you're searching for residents that have the right to play. And by searching, you're going to use their resident ID number. You punch in their resident ID number because there's a lot of names that are similar. There's a lot of names that are same. And if you look for it that way, you'll get a long list. You may pick the wrong person. I had somebody the other day do that by mistake, and I got a message from some poor lady who says, "I don't play golf. Why do I have a tee time?"
Oh no.
So we had to, yeah, well, that's how we made it. We said, "I'm sorry." And we took it off. We found the right person and we figured it out. But we're trying to make this so self-servant so that people that are making their tee times can manage them, can book them. So you're going to type in their resident ID and their name is going to drop down.
Tiger Woods. All right.
Tiger. Well, he's not playing. I don't think he's going to be able to make it. He's in a bed back home right now. But
it's a little out of commission.
He's a little out of commission, looking for a new car. But Tiger, let's just say it's anybody. So we're going to click on Tiger. So you click on Tiger. He now has his profile associated with that tee time.
Okay.
If we simply type in a number and no name pops up and I leave that number the same, there's nothing attached to that person.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that when we've been doing this for a long time where we're using resident ID numbers to signify who's in that person. We just have to make sure that we click down on that person's name when we do that. That drops them into the system for all 4.
So then technically someone who is making the reservation should know the other person's IDs as well, so they can put them into their foursome.
Yes, that's correct. And that's something that we've been doing since we came out of COVID.
Okay.
So it's something. So when I continue with this, that net number is going to appear in that tee time and not the actual person's name, as you're going to get this confirmation. And when you see this confirmation, that's the number that has been causing some people a little bit of angst. Who says, wait a minute, I don't want to pay $64. I just wanted to buy a time for myself. Don't worry about it. You're not paying $64. This is just a placeholder for that reservation. So when you show up to the golf course, we will make the appropriate adjustment.
Oh, okay, good. Now, if you want to bring a guest, are guests allowed yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But we have talked about that, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share because that's really the area that I wanted to cover. Okay. And I think if anybody has any questions, they can more than happy to get back with me on that. But as far as guests go, we have started the conversation. I was speaking with Brian Gruner and Jeff Parker about this the other day, and I think that is next. Likely, it's going to be one guest per person when we do come back, not the usual 3 at certain hours. Simply, the main issue that we have is things just simply aren't opened up enough, and everybody is here playing golf. So if I were to have 3 guests in a group, the way that the tee times have been, that would mean that there would be 3 residents that wouldn't be able to play that day because the golf course has been completely sold out. So not only is it restricted because of the virus, but also there's simply no room for outsiders right now.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was one of the main things that people were able to do. Now that things are opening up, they'll be able to do more things outside the village now. So that's a plus for other people who would like to get on the course. Well, I really appreciate it. This is great information. I'm really glad we can share this with everyone. And now we know that you've got a really great online reservation and billing system.
Yeah, I think it's going to work out fantastic. Once we get there, and like I told the residents that were asking me about it, and I told my staff, it's going to be a few weeks that are going to be hard, and then it'll be easy. So we just ask everybody's patience and work with us until we get everything set up just right. Of course, we planned a lot, we trained a lot, we did a lot of research, we did a lot of training, but you never really know how it's going to work until it starts working. Exactly. Until you start to find the holes in the system and the things that could be better. And we're patching all those things up right now. And there still may be some, there'll be an issue where some people will have some charges on their account that'll say manual edit because the member balance thing was not set up quite right. Just know all the charges are correct. They're for the day, but they're not going to show up like all the rest of your charges will going forward. We've already fixed it. I was on the phone at home on my day off all day tomorrow, talking to the software people, patching all those things up. But I think we're heading down a really good path right now. And we just hope that everybody can get on there with us. And if you need any help, just let us know.
All right. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. It was nice to see you again.
It's great to see you. I can't wait till we can get out there and do some more swing tips on the golf course again.
I know. And I'll be right out there because I need more tips.
I think you made the putt last time when I showed you. I think you rolled it right in.
All right. Well, we're going to do some chipping maybe. I've got some chipping stuff.
Sounds good.
All right, Tom. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. And we'll be right back after this.
At our new Memorial Wave Imaging Center in Laguna Woods, formerly Orange County Diagnostics, you can expect the same precise imaging, multiple modalities for your imaging needs, and the same friendly staff with medical providers like Dr. Syed Sharakni. The Laguna Woods Transportation Service offers convenient access right to our door, and we continue to provide the care and compassion that you expect from our new Wave Laguna Woods location.
Just a reminder that when you need to contact resident services or manor alterations, it is by appointment only now. So they're taking people. You can come into the community services building, but you must have an appointment. So, excuse me, for manor alterations, you're going to call them for a morning appointment, 949-597-4610. And for resident services for the afternoon appointments, 949-597-4610. So make sure you do have an appointment, and you're going to go to the front of the building, not the back of the building, just so you know. Okay, conversations with old pros. Now this is happening throughout the month of April, and they are doing this on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. And basically, Karen Elliott Taylor and John Perrick are interviewing different people. Interviews are by Carol Shallon, and those are the guests. So you can find out all about that by tuning in on 7 p.m. on Sunday nights right here on Village Television. Now, we are getting ready to prepare for summer extreme weather. And we are going to be providing, along with the American Red Cross, the Village Disaster Preparedness Task Force is presenting extreme heat and wildlife preparedness. Now, this is going to be on Tuesday, May 4th from 10 to 11:30 in the morning. And you can sign up to receive the Zoom link at disasterprep@vmsinc.org. Now, one last thing I want to tell you about before we get to the weather is the National Prescription Take-Back Day is happening on April 24th. And what this means is that if you have any old medication that you no longer are needing, they will take this back. Now, there are some parameters of what they won't take back, so you want to go ahead and contact you actually just go into National Prescription Take-Back Day on the internet, and you can find out what they can and cannot take. This is going to be happening at Laguna Woods City Hall, again, April 24th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay, let's take a look at our weather one last time. We are looking at cloudy skies still this morning. It may not let up until very late this afternoon. We're looking at cloudy skies today and tomorrow, 66-53. Tomorrow, 62-51, and then partly sunny and partly cloudy on Thursday and Friday, 65-51, 66-50. But by the weekend, we should be getting nicer, 78-59. Now, immediately following our morning broadcast of This Day is the United Board meeting, so stick around for that. Have a great day in the Village, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
What's my passion? Finding balance with every dance move.
The sound of the ukulele, the softness.
My son's nonverbal, but when he does talk, I need to be able to hear it. Hear well, stay vital. Hearing loss is linked to increased risk of dementia, depression, falls, and isolation. Stay engaged and keep doing what you love. Check your hearing wellness every year.
Tip. Toss. Take action. Don't give mosquitoes a fighting chance. Don't give mosquitoes a fighting chance.
How well are your hearing aids helping? Look at these recent results. No hearing aids, 36% understanding. Current hearing aids, 64% understanding. New hearing aids, 96% understanding. We never recommend a new hearing system unless we know there will be a substantial improvement. Many times, the current hearing aids you're wearing can be reprogrammed to sound like new. Call us today at Advanced Ear Care for a free understanding test and tell them Stuart sent you.